Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day, even if it's a bad day like today. Even if it's a bad day like today. Still got to show up and show out. You're not rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Well, normally say we got a good one today, y'all. That's what I normally say. Hell no, we ain't saying that today. This ain't a good one. This is not a good one for the South Carolina women's basketball team, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm perplexed. I'm tripping. I don't like it. MiLaysia Fulwiley has entered the transfer portal, and I just gotta say I'm upset. I don't know how to feel. I really don't. I don't know how to feel. This is a tough one for me. This is like this hits hard for Gamecocks family. And obviously there's gonna be a lot of comments, gonna be a lot of back and forth, but you know, we gotta get this out the way, right? We gotta get this out the way. Drinking me some juice, calm my nerves, settle down. MiLaysia Fulwiley has entered the transfer portal. MiLaysia Fulwiley is going to leave South Carolina's women's basketball team, the three-time national champions. It's going to happen. MiLaysia Fulwiley, Keenan High School, hometown hero, is leaving South Carolina. I heard some rumblings a couple days ago in reference to this. I heard some stuff. I heard some rumors, if you will. And you know how it is, like, you don't want to believe things. You want to believe what you want to believe, and you don't want to, like, okay, MiLaysia cannot leave South Carolina. She is a stalemate. She is a fixture for the South Carolina women's basketball team and for South Carolina, because we always say that the best players in the state of South Carolina remains at South Carolina. They don't go away. They don't move around. They don't do that, right? Can't say that. Talaysia Cooper left, went to Tennessee. MiLaysia Fulwiley is going to leave South Carolina. Number 13th overall recruit, class of 2023. Five-star All-American, sensational basketball player, highlight galore for Fulwiley during her tenure at South Carolina. This one hits, man. This is different, man. I didn't feel no type of way when Cooper left. None. I didn't feel no type of way when Sanaya Rivers left. None. I didn't feel no type of way. Anaya Russell, nope. I didn't feel no type of way. MiLaysia leaving, man, that literally puts a dark cloud for Gamecock fans. You're gonna have people saying, I ain't looked at the comments yet, but you're gonna have folks saying, like, okay, Lay is tired of waiting. Lay was so frustrated. Lay was, upset about the playing time. Lay averaged 18 and a half minutes per basketball game this season. I've been saying for the last month and a half, 2 months, that MiLaysia Fulwiley needs to play more. I've said that over and over and over again. I thought with Tina Pow going to, exhausting her eligibility and Breezy Hall moving on, I thought this was a time for MiLaysia to slide into the starting lineup and get the minutes that she definitely deserved, right? Then you have Ta'Niya Latson, who had already entered the transfer portal earlier. Florida State been out for quite a while. South Carolina swooped her up, and she committed to South Carolina. Then the buzzwords like, okay, Layer's going to leave. She's bouncing. She's gone because there's not enough minutes. There's a log jam for minutes for the South Carolina women's basketball team. I think the addition of Latson has something to do with Lay moving on. I think the addition of Latson and Lay moving on is great for Maddy. So it's more playing time for Maddy. But right now, it's not about Maddy and playing time. It's about MiLaysia Fulwiley, right? I think the visit from the 6-foot guard Gianna from Utah was something that really told a story for what was going to go on. I really do. I think that Lay, Dawn and Lay had a conversation. They knew it was going up. So I think everything got fast forwarded. So we're going to get another shooter potentially to come to this basketball team by the way of, Utah. Potentially, right? I'm just sad, bro. I'm just sad. Not going to say I'm not. Wife was like, man, I'm just mad. I bought 3 of her jerseys. I'm like, man, this transfer portal is portaling. 1,300, almost 1,400 young ladies are in the transfer portal. Until today, the Gamecocks were one of 7 or 8 basketball teams didn't have anyone in the transfer portal. Well, that has changed. Malaysia spent 2 years with South Carolina. She's going to be a junior wherever she chooses to go. And this is, yes, it's a pity party. I'm going to be sad. I'm going to drown my sorrows this evening about this mess. I just am. Because I'm upset. I have the right to be upset. We have a right to be upset. Gamecock family. We can show our emotions. It's fine. It is fine. It is fine. South Carolina. What happens next? Well, before we talk about what happens next, I gotta first address this right here. So, is it Dawn Staley's fault that MiLaysia Fulwiley is gone? Is that the narrative that we are going to go with? Some people are going to say that. My man Adam Ritter DM'd me and said the same question. Like, is it Dawn Staley's fault? No, he didn't say is it. He said it is Dawn Staley's fault that Lay is gone because she didn't get enough minutes. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's Dawn Staley's fault that Lay is gone. I'm not gonna say that whatsoever. What I'm going to say is that Dawn Staley's job is to build this roster and to the best of his capability. And as of today is 11. Today is April 11th. April 11th. The addition of Ta'Niya Latson and the subtraction of MiLaysia Fulwiley, it balances out. Matter of fact, it goes up higher with Latson. Ta'Niya Latson is a better player at this point of her career than MiLaysia Fulwiley. Those are facts. We can argue. We can have a situation, but Ta'Niya Latson, as of today, is a better basketball player than MiLaysia Fulwiley. We talked about the leading scorer in women's basketball this past season coming to South Carolina. Like, where are those minutes gonna? How? Like, okay, she can't get 25, 24, 20, whatever amount of minutes that she, at Florida State she got close to 31 minutes per basketball game. Well, with MiLaysia Fulwiley gone now, there is time. There is minutes for her to get, 30, 31 minutes a game. It's just going to look different, man. The crowd, Fulwiley owned the crowd at Colonial Life Arena. When she went to the scorer's table, People stood up. I can't speculate about where she's going to go. I can't do that. But what I do know is MiLaysia Fulwiley is about to get the bag. Will she get a championship? I don't know. But I know she's about to get a bag. Now, we having the conversations about where I hope she does not go. And Leigh, I hope you're watching in the future. Watch. Remember, we were supposed to do an interview. You got a lot of stuff going on. But I tell you this right here. I don't want Leigh to go to LSU. I'll be upset. I don't want her to go there. I don't want her to go to obviously I don't she ain't going to UConn. I wouldn't want her to go there. What if it's just a few? I wouldn't want her to go to Texas. It's just some, y'all know the schools that we talking about. That was you want MiLaysia Fulwiley to go. I don't want to be in the SEC. I don't want to see her. I do not want the narrative of MiLaysia Fulwiley in an SEC school coming to Colonial Life Arena and doing MiLaysia Fulwiley things against us. I don't want to be our fans to be perplexed and say and be like, be confused. Do you have some fans cheering for her? Some fans might be booing for her. I don't know what it is. I just want her not in the SEC. She go anywhere else, but not the SEC. TCU, go on up there. Go on up there with Olivia Miles. Go hang out. Do what you do. Lord have mercy, something popped in my head. What if she go to Notre Dame? I'm going to always be a MiLaysia Fulwiley fan for life. That ain't going to never change. Regardless of what uniform she puts on, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the narrative of MiLaysia Fulwiley not being with South Carolina when we play this upcoming season. I don't like it. I don't. Let's go through a few questions. A lot of comments. And I just got to say this right here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out with Captain Will on a Friday afternoon. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And for the new folks who are new to Captain Will, you watching, you literally watching. You rocking with the best, y'all. You are rocking with the best. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a baby mama, tell somebody about Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Sophia Ruffin Wilson. I'm so sad. Wow, we lost the gym. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Amy Yarborough. Damn, I thought Leigh was gonna stay. This one hurts. Amy, I feel you. We're having a pity party today. We are. Tommy Mills, interesting to say the least. Some of the previous transfers out, I understand. This one is surprising. And I agree with you. I understood when Talaysia Cooper left South Carolina. I believe that she left South Carolina because MiLaysia Fulwiley had arrived. I believe with Sanaya Rivers, I believe that whole scenario was that she didn't want to wait, so she bounced and she left. So I believe those things. It's just about MiLaysia Fulwiley. I think she was going to get the keys to the city and do work this year. I really do. It just doesn't work. The Dawn Staley plan, the vision doesn't work for everyone. This is a defining factor of that thought. It don't work for everybody. Everybody is not willing to wait. Everybody is not willing to wait their turn to play. Fulwiley knew when she came to South Carolina that there was already wonderful players that were in front of her. She knew, right? Do I believe that Fulwiley should have got major minutes this year? For sure. I believe that in a lot of cases, MiLaysia Fulwiley, who ended up being our second leading scorer for the South Carolina women's basketball team, while only getting 18 minutes per game, was underutilized. Now, please don't This is Captain Will, so we gotta break the thing down now. MiLaysia Fulwiley was a sensational basketball player for South Carolina. MiLaysia Fulwiley also had some highs and some lows. So offensively, if we talk about offensive rating, Fulwiley was not one of the better offensive rating players on this basketball team. She had several turnovers. She shot a low 3-point percentage. She shot about 25, 26% from the three. And we can blame that on a number of things. We can blame that on some games she only played 3 minutes. Some games she played 24 minutes. We can blame so many different basketball things that she did. We can blame that Dawn tried to make her to something that she was not going to be or was willing to be. So many different things, so many different scenarios, and so many different ifs, coulda, wouldas with MiLaysia Fulwiley. It's just different, man. It's just different. LSU. This is crazy. Kind of new based off our interview, though, in the locker room. The interview was telling, and I thank you for chiming in. The interview was kind of, like a premonition of what was to happen. She was crying. She was sad. She was, explaining the situation, things like that. But we just did not figure, we as Gamecock fans did not figure that MiLaysia Fulwiley would ever transfer out of South Carolina. And it happened. Robert Whitaker, Dawn picked a 1-year rental over a hometown girl. Robert Whitaker, okay, first off, thank you for the comment. And then picked a 1-year rental over a hometown girl. Please do not think that Ta'Niya Latson is a downgrade to MiLaysia Fulwiley. Please don't think that, Robert Whitaker. I know some of your comments. I don't read all of them, but don't fix your brain to say that. This is the transfer portal era. We have the leading scorer of women's basketball coming to our basketball team. A proven scorer of the basketball will be here this summer. Proven. And like I said a few minutes ago, at this point in their career, Ta'Niya Latson is a better basketball player than MiLaysia Fulwiley. That is a fact. So if you want to say it's a 1-year rental, you can say that. But what I also, the transfer portal has changed the game. 1 out of 4 basketball players this season has entered the portal. Things have changed. Things have changed dramatically for women's basketball. For us to have a roster the size that we have, and for only 1 basketball player to actually leave via the transfer portal says something about Dawn Staley. You got UCLA, damn near whole basketball team gone. Notre Dame, same thing. Southern Cal, same thing. You have a lot of teams that are replenishing their players. We lost 1. Now, as good as MiLaysia Fulwiley is, good as she is, Ta'Niya Latson is better. So for Gamecock family, y'all better get hyped up about this young lady coming to South Carolina because she is the truth. She's the truth. Okay? My sister Siobhan, hey, what's good? What's good? How you doing? Ms. Z, I'm so sick right now. Ms. Z, I am too. I'm upset. I'm upset for real. Y'all know I have affection for MiLaysia for a while. Y'all know already. You already know that. Mark Barr, I knew it was going to happen. Kenny McCray, talk to her, bro. She was told she wasn't going to start, so I get it. But I do hope she changed her mind, but I don't know. It's a possibility she could change her mind because when you have plans to enter the portal, you can come back and things of that nature. For all intents and purposes, for Captain Will, I'm saying that MiLaysia is gone. I'm saying that she is no longer South Carolina Gamecock until I see something different. I'm moving on, and I'm thinking about the future of this basketball team. I'm thinking about, now I can relegate and say that the starting lineup for South Carolina women's basketball team, as it's currently constructed, but there's going to be some more movement in the transfer portal. Right now, it's going to be Raven Johnson, Ta'Niya Latson, Tessa Johnson, Joyce Edwards, and Chloe Kitts. Now, you're going to have a player, Maddy McDaniel, who's going to get a lot of playing time. Agot McCurry's going to get a lot of playing time. Ayla McDowell's going to get a lot of playing time. Ashlyn Watkins, and the list goes on and on and on. When Medina Agot commits to the South Carolina women's basketball team, the 6'6" post player from Mississippi State who averaged a double-double, 13 points, 11 rebounds, couple of block shots, does commit to the South Carolina women's basketball team, that adds another layer to this basketball team. And I think she slides right into the starting lineup. And you have that 6'6" post player that we know and dearly love for us to run. But as of right now, the backcourt is set with Raven, Ta'Niya Latson, and Tessa Johnson. With Maddy getting a ton of playing time. Maddy's going to be playing that same role that MiLaysia Fulwiley played this past season. She's going to get those 18 to 20 minutes. She's going to be the spark off the bench. She's going to be that third playmaker. And you're going to see Maddy McDaniel flourish because of it. Could that be the reason that Maddy decided to stay at the University of South Carolina? Could that be the reason? Because, the tea leaves is out there that Fulwiley was going to transfer out? Don't know. But what I do know is I've been waiting for Maddy McDaniel to go to work, and now we're going to have her going to work. And I'm excited about that. DL, we still loaded. I hope she goes and be great. I hope she does amazing things. Like I said before, I am a fan. I will always be a fan of MiLaysia Fulwiley, and I hope she does great. I just don't want her in the SEC because I don't want to see her. I hope that she gets everything that she asked for. I really do. Whatever she's searching for, I hope she gets it. Paula Tucker, heck no. It's happened. Marietta, she heard all the begging from other teams' fans. Man, I tell you. Thank you for the comment. Lisa Pugh, I don't believe it. Name is Joe Mama. I like that name. If she's not happy, it's okay for her to go. She's not the first one to go, and Dawn was still able to survive. I wish her well. And it's all about the happiness of the kid and the family and being comfortable in your own space and being comfortable in your own mind and playing, she's a rising junior now. So theoretically, she have 2 years of basketball left. So, she's already got a championship. So, so in her mind, okay, maybe I'm going to get this bag and also do well and showcase my talents, because I know she's upset because we always talk about, and me specifically, I talk about the individual awards that our team is not getting. I always talked about it. And she knows that she's better than some of these basketball players that get these individual awards just because they play more minutes. She understands that. So I wish her well. And in terms of Dawn, able to survive, Dawn's going to flourish. This is not a pity party. This is not a situation on April 11th where we're gonna sit around like, okay, I'm gonna change the dynamic of this basketball team and say that we're not gonna win as many basketball games with MiLaysia Fulwiley going to entering the transfer portal. What I am saying is, things will be different. Other players will flourish, and she will move on. This team will still be cutting down the nets in Phoenix. I believe that completely, and that's still. And I'm saying that with the notion that I believe that Agot is going to be here. And I believe we're going to get another guard, especially now. We get another shooter to go with this basketball team. We have to get another shooter. That goes without saying. You got the quintessential point guard. You have the scorer in Latson. You have Tessa Johnson, who's a jack of all trades, who's going to the dog camp real soon, mind you. And you got to get another three-point shooter. You have to. And it's going to happen. That's what we're talking about with Gianna. If she comes to South Carolina. Hell, maybe now we can say when she comes to South Carolina. Queen Lotus, 08. I've been shocked. Paula Tucker, I'm holding my Dr. Pearl, my Dr. Pearl sad. Jason B, welcome, Gianna. Latson's a much better scorer and more disciplined. I agree with you. She is a better scorer and she is more disciplined. Gamecock fans are gonna have to give more love to Ta'Niya Latson now. And we cannot say the shoulda, coulda, wouldas and what's going on or whatever. What we do have is the player who led this country in scoring with 25 points per basketball game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, couple of steals, joining our basketball team. There should be some parades and celebrations going on since it happened this week. Even more so now that Malaysia has entered the portal. Because what if this scenario happened that Latson didn't come here? I mean, I'm not going to say that because Latson coming here is the main crutch of why Malaysia left. But Brian Garcia, I'm hearing rumblings about it not being her ultimate decision. It was a parent's decision. Brian, I ain't touching that. Not gonna touch that. Rumors are rumors, but I ain't touching that right there. Todd said I'm devastated. I think all of us are. I think everybody is tripping in the news of MiLaysia Fulwiley leaving the University of South Carolina to go wherever she goes. It's tough, man. It is tough. Sam White said, I hope the internet trolls did not get to her. Malaysia, internet is fierce. Internet, these are 19, 20-year-old girls, young women who deal with it. And the internet is no joke. It's mean. Because everybody's not as confident as some folks, you know. I can care less about the internet. I don't give a damn. If you're securing, and it takes time to be secure in your own skin, and these young ladies are still figuring out, I'm 50, I don't give a damn. What you gonna say to me? I can care less. I don't even talk about me. That ain't gonna change. But these young ladies are learning that. They're growing. They're making their mistakes in front of millions of people. Everybody watching this right now ain't never had to make mistakes in front of millions of people. We never had to do that. We never had cameras in front of our face after days after getting off your job. And that's what these girls are doing. They are working. They're working. Student athletes, oh hell no. When you throw the NIL out there, these are jobs. Nobody's got a camera in your face, microphone on your face after you done clocked out. No. And these young ladies do that in front of millions of people. Every single game, sometimes after every practice. This ain't no joke, man. This is real deal. Cocky Twan said Ashlyn is next. Well, I mean, Ashlyn Watkins have to get healthy. Let's be clear with that. Until Ashlyn Watkins get healthy, that any type narrative is null and void. So, and that's the reality with that. Watkins got to get healthy. She got to finish her rehab, and she still has a long way for her in terms of rehab and coming back on the basketball court. DL says she wants the fame and the glory. So be great. Yeah, that's what she's going to get. More power to you. I am, and go get it. Go get it. Go get it. If somebody's gonna, I'm sure we're gonna find out what the price of NIL Leia's gonna get. If that's the thing, I'm so curious about what team she's gonna choose. Is she gonna go to a team that already has a backcourt star? Or is she gonna go to a team where she can be that star and command 34, 35 minutes of play every single game? Is she gonna be that? I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens with that. I'm very curious because her decisions will be vastly scrutinized by who? Gamecock fans. You know how we are with our own folks. We love us, we talk crap about us, and then we love us again. But it's gonna be scrutinized. That's how it goes, and that's how it's going to be for Gamecock family. Sophia Ruffin-Wilson, we lost our star. I mean, I wouldn't say that whatsoever. She is a star, but she was not the star for South Carolina women's basketball team. You know, this is the thing too. This is the thing. The national media creates stars. The media creates stars. The media force feeds you certain individuals so often and so much that we create in our own mind, or they create that image of us, of that star, and put it in our mind. Case in point. Whenever you see a highlight or you see a warm-up about South Carolina women's basketball, you see MiLaysia Fulwiley. Every single time. Every single time. Was MiLaysia Fulwiley our best player this year? Not even close. Not even close. You can make the case that Chloe Kiss was our best player. Joyce Edwards was our second best player. You know, we can say Tina Power, Sanaya Fagan, either or. And then you can have a conversation about MiLaysia Fulwiley. But you don't see, you see the highlights, you see the behind the backs, you see all those great things that makes the viewer think that MiLaysia Fulwiley was the star of South Carolina women's basketball. That wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. But I'm curious now, with Fulwiley leaving, who will ESPN create as a star for the South Carolina women's basketball team? Will it be Ta'Niya Latson? We shall see. I'm from the camp of you highlight the best basketball players on your on your team. That's from where I come, and I've said this over and over and over again: offense, defense, efficiency, offensive rating, defensive rating, turnovers, all those things matter with Captain Will. And this year, Chloe was our best player. I want Chloe to get some love this season. I want Chloe to get some love now. I do. MiLaysia Fulwiley is going to get wherever she chooses to go to. She's going to get the commercials. She's going to get the money. She's going to get the fame. She's going to get all the things that possibly everybody in her camp wants. Will she get a championship? Will she get, if she goes to the SEC, will she get an SEC championship? If she moves out to the Big Ten, will she go that route? Sometimes home is going to be a situation like with my man, Michi Johnson. Ohio State, South Carolina, Ohio State, South Carolina. We'll be that type of situation. We'll see. We will see. And obviously we're gonna talk all about that as time goes on. Max Powell 247. What's up, my guy? This always a risk. We're getting Latson. Facts. Fulwiley waited her turn like all South Carolina guards, but Latson jumped the line. Did Latson jump the line, or did Dawn Staley jump the line? Did Dawn know something that we did not know? I mean, come on. Will y'all show some love? I know it's about MiLaysia Fulwiley, but will y'all show some love for Ta'Niya Latson, please? She is a certified baller. Baller. And she ain't getting the credit that she deserves and what she should get at the University of South Carolina. Did she jump the line? Hell yeah, she jumped the line. You average 25 points per game and lead the country in scoring. You're supposed to jump the line. You're supposed to get the first piece of chicken. You're supposed to get the first piece of some potato salad. You're supposed to get the macaroni and cheese. You are supposed to. You're supposed to sit in the big chair. That is what you're supposed to do. You are getting a proven scorer of the basketball who is more efficient than a lot of our players in regards to the guard position. That's the truth. That is the truth. Kimberly Page will be good at the end. You got that right. Robert Whitaker, does Dawn know how to coach special talented guards? I mean, how can we say? Ty Harris, Zaya Cook, Destiny Henderson. I mean, come on. What are we saying, bro? What are we saying? Rivers and Cooper left and played good at North Carolina State and Tennessee. Rivers played 1 year at South Carolina. She played 1 year. And Robert, my brother, when Rivers was at South Carolina, she was not the same player she is at, playing in college now with North Carolina State. We can have revisionist history and say that she flourished at North Carolina State and she wouldn't have flourished at the University of South Carolina. We can say that. But like I've said before, you put any player that South Carolina has right now, and we're about to see it with MiLaysia Fulwiley, you put her, or you put any player who transfers out to another basketball team and plays a lot of minutes, they're going to do tremendously well. Why? Because we got 10 McDonald's All-Americans on this basketball team. Rivers did not want to wait behind other guards. And when she was at South Carolina, she played a little bit, okay? Because there was other more talented guards ahead of her. In terms of Talasia Cooper, McDonald's All-American, terrific basketball player in high school. She wasn't going to get no burn last year. If she wouldn't have left South Carolina, she wasn't. She left. She left because MiLaysia Fulwiley was in front of her. So it's not a Dawn coaching guards. Dawn is the guard. She is the one. Dawn is, go back to the 80s, the Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy and Show Enough. I know some of y'all don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but trust and believe. Back in 1984-85, it was a movie called Last Dragon. It was based off, basically a black version of Bruce Lee's story. But what I'm saying is, Dawn Staley has always been her. She is the quintessential guard and has been for a long, long time. So the notion that Dawn Staley don't know what to do with talented guards, what Dawn Staley does with talented guards is make them more talented. That's what she does, offensively and defensively. That's what she do. Sam White, Dawn should try to make this right. What you talking about? Make it right? What are we saying? Making it right? Did Corey Close make anything right with UCLA? Did Neil Ivey make anything right with Notre Dame? Is Kim Mulkey making anything right with LSU? What are we talking about? Making it right? 1 out of 4 players are in the transfer portal. Carolina got 1. I said this before. UCLA had 6, 7? Everybody in the transfer portal. Everybody. UConn got somebody in the transfer portal. They don't make nothing right. The way she was yelling at MiLaysia at the championship game was telling. Dawn coaches hard. So she's not supposed to yell? What are we saying? So you got to be, I got to pacify, I got to change who I am to meet the standards or to meet the expectations. So we got to cater to these kids now? Hell no. Nobody catering to no kids, especially Dawn Staley. She's an adult in the room. Nobody ain't catering to nobody. She yells at everybody. Y'all seen her yell? I have. Everybody gets the wrath. Raven gets the wrath. Bree gets the wrath. Fagan gets the wrath. Everybody gets that wrath. So I'm tripping. So we just got, oh no, you don't. Don't you yell at MiLaysia Fulwiley. Don't you yell at her. Everybody gets it. Tessa Johnson gets it. Everybody. It's just, y'all tripping. Jordan Glover. Lay wants to be the number 1 option. I can see that for real, and I believe she will be the number 1 option. She wants to start, obviously. She wants to get a lot of minutes. And she wants to build her brand. She will, real talk, she will build her brand away from South Carolina. South Carolina is about team. A lot of these other teams are about the individual. So if she wants to grow as an individual, in terms of brand and things like that, and commercial and things like that. That's what she did. If she wants to win championships and compete every single game at practice and so forth, then she would have stayed in South Carolina. That's just the reality of it, man. That's the reality of it. I'm going to miss Lay a whole lot, and I plan on watching every single game that she plays. Every single game she plays. I just hope she made the right decision. I really do. Yeah, that's all I hope. Talisha Webb, sad day. You got that right. Everyone, pretty ugly. Everyone blames Latson, but it isn't Latson. It's return of Raven Johnson. Everyone knows Raven won't come off the bench under Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the comment, pretty ugly. This ain't about Latson. This ain't about Raven. It's not about Maddy. It's not about Tessa. It's about building your team to be the best in an acquisition of talent. Ta'Niya Latson was the number one player in the transfer portal, okay? She's an all-world basketball talent, and she is a South Carolina Gamecock. They ain't nobody watching me right now, and we got a ton of folks watching your boy right now who are going to be talking about what's going on April 11th with MiLaysia Fulwiley entering the transfer portal when Ta'Niya Latson is getting 45 points against some SEC team in the fall or in the early spring. Nobody going to mention that stuff. Nobody. Nobody, well, oh, damn, man, I still feel bad back at April 11th, man. No. Nobody's going to say that. No one. This is talent acquisition and playing chess. Players are going, this is the new age, y'all. They've been doing the college football for a long time. I just saw them, what's the brother name? Nico from Tennessee. Nico is holding out a practice because of contract stuff. Because of contract negotiations. This sounds like NFL. I ain't practicing until we make adjustment to my contract, my NIL contract. Things are different, y'all. Things are different. So now you have to recruit the high school talent, but you also have to recruit the high school talent with the possibility of some of these players leaving. When Southern Cal had a number one recruiting class, they didn't envision that it's going to be broken apart. They thought that it's going to be there for years. We got Ayla McDowell and we got Agot coming to the South Carolina women's basketball team. Hopefully they stay for 4 years. Hopefully. But it's a possibility that they won't. And I think we got to start thinking that way. Start thinking that way. We got to start thinking year to year versus the next, for 4 years. We were blessed. We were blessed with so many different players staying the duration of their basketball career at University of South Carolina. We were blessed. Things are much different now. I think going forward, the expectation is that every single year for South Carolina, there is going to be a player or two that is going to go to the transfer portal. I believe that. And it's nothing that's not bad. It's not bad. It's the players having the vision for themselves to bet on themselves and to go somewhere else. Will that bet always hit? Maybe not. It didn't hit for Haley Van Lith when she went to LSU, but it hit when she went to TCU. Will it hit for MiLaysia Fulwiley? I don't know. But saying that Fulwiley left because Raven stayed and Latson joined Raven and they're going to run it back with high school, I don't believe that whatsoever. I don't believe that whatsoever. I believe that Fulwiley wants to get a lot of minutes, and she's not going to get a lot of minutes at the University of South Carolina. Tahina Powell led South Carolina basketball team with 25 minutes per game this season. 25 minutes. You have players out there who are averaging 35, 36, 37 minutes per basketball game. MiLaysia Fulwiley wants to play a lot all these girls want to play a lot. Everybody on this basketball team wants to play a lot. But everybody can't play a lot because of the talent that we have. So we can't have it two ways. We can't brag on the depth of this basketball team and then poo-poo when the depth of this basketball team decides to leave because they're not getting the playing time. We can't have it both ways. Can't have it both ways. When we win in championships, we talk about the depth of our team. We're beating people by 50. We talk about the depth of this basketball team. But now, oh snap. We gotta figure out a way so we can make sure that certain players get 30 minutes per basketball game because they might leave. Nah, man. Can't play that way. Can't play that way. Sharon Hannah said, I am sick. Lord. Sam White, I just bought my Malaysia shirt. I'm pissed if this is true. Oh, man. I got a jersey. I have a jersey. I have a Malaysia jersey. And it is what it is. I'm still going to wear it. I ain't going to just sit up in the closet. It's Gamecocks, right? She played 2 years. She's still a hometown girl. I'm not going to sit there and not wear it. I remember buying I got it for a birthday. My wife got it for a birthday. It was Chase Young for the Commanders, right? Chase Young, number 2 overall pick and sensational rookie, and then injured and ended up going to multiple teams. I still got that jersey, though. I'm not going to get rid of it. Oh, my gosh. Simone D said, won a championship as a freshman. Nowhere else she goes is that level of elite. Yeah. I mean, South Carolina is the dynasty. So regardless of UConn win the championship, South Carolina is the dynasty for the last 8-9 years. That's the truth, right? So team-wise, no other team will feel that role of being that dynasty. Now, whatever basketball team she goes to is going to uplift that basketball team. I do not want her to go to a situation where she dictates her style of play. You have certain players, Hannah Hidalgo at Notre Dame, who plays the way she wants to play, even when she's having a terrible game, she never comes out the game. And I believe that Aaliyah Chavez is going to do the same thing as well when she goes to Oklahoma. I believe both of those things that are going to happen. And so you still have to coach. You still need that voice. You still need someone to nurture, someone to build your game. You still need those things. And I hope she gets that wherever she goes. Rover 71 said Tennessee is a perfect fit for Lay. I don't like the style of play that Tennessee plays. I really don't. Oh, you start the game. Oh, 2 minutes to the basketball game, you're coming out. Oh, 4 minutes later, you're coming back in. I don't like that mess. I think it's gimmicky and I think it's silly. I just believe that with Tennessee. I don't like it. Some folks like it. Some folks love the 5 switching every 2-3 minutes. Some people like that. I don't. I like continuity. And I don't know what. I don't know what would be the best situation for Lay, but obviously she didn't do a do not contact to my knowledge, so it's gonna be a bidding war to get her. So we'll find out. Deke Williams, unarmed sponsors, University of South Carolina, Notre Dame, Maryland, and Utah. That's true. And for everyone, yes, she signs Under Armour. She has a thing with Steph Curry, all that stuff. We will see. Naisha said Gamecocks shouldn't tear her down regardless of what happens, especially grown people. I agree with you completely. Nobody better never, ever, ever tear this young lady down. She is one of our own. She will always be one of our own. And we better respect that. These are still babies. These are still kids. And sometimes our fans forget that these are still babies. It's somebody's daughter. And we got to respect them as such, as somebody's child. You don't uplift yourself by tearing somebody else down, and you don't uplift yourself by tearing down MiLaysia Fulwiley for transferring out. Nothing happens. Nothing great comes because of that. Shaheed. Wow, to be honest, I thought it was going to be Tessa because her best friend is gone. Pow, pow. Like I said before, I heard some rumblings a few days ago, so I'm not gonna say it caught me. I was surprised per se. I was just mad. I'm just mad that it was true. DL said Gino would love her just to spite Dawn. Lay ain't going no Connecticut. No. She ain't going no Connecticut. She is going where she can quote unquote be herself. And again, I wish her well with all those things, man. I wish her well. Will we talk about MiLaysia Fulwiley after this show? I don't know. Because she's not a Gamecock. And South Carolina Gamecocks are us, but she's not a Gamecock. She entered the transfer portal. When you enter the transfer portal, for me, you're not a Gamecock anymore. Because you put your name out there. I'll talk about it when she commit to wherever she's going. Then we're going to move on to the next topic. But our focus is the girls that are on the basketball team and the potential of other girls coming to the South Carolina women's basketball team. Not on previous players. I didn't talk about Talaysia Cooper when she went to Tennessee. I didn't talk about Sanaya Rivers when she went to North Carolina State. I didn't talk about these players. I will watch her a lot, but I'm going to sit on the air and talk about her like that. No, because she's not a Gamecock. Because then the time that takes away from the opportunity to talk about a Maddy. It takes away from the opportunity to talk about a player like Agot. You talking about a player like Adhel, who's going to be having her first real off season in 3 years. We'll talk about players like Joyce, who's going to be, I believe, going to be one of the best basketball players in the country in the next couple seasons. So we'll move on. Just got to move on. Aaron said, just got to believe in the recruiting and development. There is no denying how much talent in this basketball team with or without MiLaysia Fulwiley. There isn't. There isn't. It just gives more opportunity for a player like Maddy McDaniel to flourish. I will stand on the mountaintop and tell you how much I love Maddy McDaniel. And I've been doing that. And I've been saying for the last month or two that the version of Maddy McDaniel that we saw this past season was not the version of Maddy McDaniel you're going to see this upcoming season. I said before, during the season, I said we had two players that could create their own shot. I said it was MiLaysia and it's Maddy. Okay? Maddy can get to the basket. Maddy is, and think about it when I say this right here. Maddy is more fundamentally sound, explosive than Fulwiley. You just haven't seen it yet. You just haven't seen it yet. You will. You will. South Carolina Gamecock women's basketball team is going to be elite again this coming season. There's some more things that's going on with the portal. And we're going to see how this thing transpire. And we're going to see what happens next for this team. But trust and believe, Dawn got a plan. Dawn Staley has a plan. And we are going to be legit one more time. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications. Tell a friend. You're now rocking with the best. And since you are rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.